All right, well, hey there, gang. Steve Salvia here. Stoked to be with you today. Really, really excited to be rock and rolling with you today. If you're listening to this live with me, g'day, guys. And there's a few more people just jumped on the call, so fantastic, right on time, which is good. So glad you guys are here. So glad you made it, and happy for you to be with me today. If you're listening to this on the recording, well, g'day to you too. I hope you get heaps of value out of our coaching call today. Last week we laid the groundwork. You know, we sort of try to make LinkedIn part of a key part of your marketing and your client attraction strategy. You know, we talked about the backstage, really. We kind of talked about the back office part of LinkedIn. So, you know, the actual build. You know, we walked through, I don't know if you remember from last week if you're on the call, but we walked through the LinkedIn LinkedIn audit breakdown. Remember that? And we walked through the three components of a world-class LinkedIn profile: the who, the what, and the how. And you know, basically, remember, you know, what does your summary say about you? Who are you? What does your LinkedIn say about you? What does it say about them? Who are you trying to attract? And what does it say about your business? Is really what we're trying to get there in the top area, in the summary part in particular. You know, what value do you give? So what do we give them? What value can they get? What can they grab from you? What can they come onto your LinkedIn profile and actually get as value straight away? Whether it's value in your words and value in your in your why, whether it's value that they can actually download and grab something that's going to be valuable for them. You know, the what part of it. And then we talked about the how. You know, how do you sort of earn the right? You know, you show them so your experience, your education, your expertise, your case studies, your proofs, your testimonials, all those sort of things are your recommendations in particular on LinkedIn. All those things are a long way to building a world-class LinkedIn profile as well. We want to give them as much as we possibly can. So hopefully you've made a few amendments and a few tweaks to your website. I have actually noticed a few more people in LinkedIn this last fortnight or so, which is really cool to see, to be honest. So that was really, really good. Because the other thing we talked about the five elements of LinkedIn interaction. And and I asked you the question, you know, which one of these there's 5 styles. So which one of these were you going to be, or which persona were you going to have in your LinkedIn profile, or which combination of them? You know, we talked about the questioners, the expert contributor. We talked about the contrarian, you know, someone who disagrees with people and offers an alternative. We talked about the farmer, that nurturing type of person that asks questions and keeps threads going and, you know, rewards and celebrates with people as well. And we talked about the mediator. You know, mediator sort of calms the waters and, keeps a cool head inside that profile as well. And then the last thing we did, we ended the session with the LinkedIn brand builder. So I'm just trying to give you a bit of a heads up for those who are get your head back in the game. For those who are with us, for the couple of newbies who weren't with us last week, just a bit of an overview of what we did. We stood back and looked at our own LinkedIn profile, didn't we? And see how you fit into that and what you could do to boost your credibility and the value that you give for people who, you know, interested people when they land on your page, and what your profile says about you, basically. And if you haven't done that process for yourself, please go back, spend a little bit of time on it. You know, step back from your LinkedIn profile and become your client or become your prospect, and have a look at it from that perspective, and just think to yourself, is this an authority LinkedIn profile? And if it's not, I want you to make it one, and there's a whole heap of different ways for you to do that on that LinkedIn brand builder as well. Okay, so we've got to get the backstage right, but before we do that, we've got to get the backstage right before we work on the front stage, and then so we did some great work last time. And that was awesome, and it was really, really cool. But today I want to focus on the other side of the LinkedIn equation. We've been talking about the building your profile bit. That was sort of last time we got together. And I know this is July, and July should be a month where we talk about your model. But I'm hoping you guys are cool with me sort of stealing a model week this week to give you a bit more of this LinkedIn, because I really wanted to get this over to you guys. So this should be a model month, but we're still in sort of marketing and scale month as well. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. And what we basically did, we've set up your profile, and it's clear who you work with, who you are. Now, your profile gives them value. They get something valuable from just turning up to your website. They get something from that, and it builds your authority. So we've built it up. We've got it to a point where it builds your authority and shows people that you know what you're talking about. and now we're helping you. It's building relationships, and it can show your expertise on there as well. But now what we want to do is we want to turn our attention to how to engage people with that. So we want some prospects, we want some people to talk to, right? So so in this week's masterclass, we're going to focus on building your LinkedIn connections. So we looked at the profile last time, and we're going to think about the connections today. So we want to create connections, we want to drive leads, we want to get into conversations, we want to build scale, we want to get some leverage so that you can get to people that you normally wouldn't get to. Okay, so that's where we're heading, and that's what we'll be talking about today. So if you think about it, guys, so I want to just sort of set the scene a little bit, and I want you to picture this. And I asked you this question last week, but I want to do it again. I want you to imagine that you got invited to your ideal, insert your avatar, right? So insert your particular avatar networking event. So you got this invitation, and all the right people that you wanted to be, all the important people in your world, or people that you wanted to get access to, are all there. All the people you only ever dreamed of working with, or only ever dreamed of being part of their world, and you know they're going to help you in your business. You've admired them from a distance, but you've never known how to get close to them, or even had the courage to make the approach. So you think about it, there's accountants out there, there's law firms, there's large mortgage brokers that you could be working with, and you know who they are, and you know they're doing a good job, but you didn't know how to approach them. So, but here's the thing, now's your time. We've got the opportunity now, but before you do that, we need to get three things really, really clear. Number one, we need to be absolutely crystal clear on how to work the room like you've never worked it before. So we're in that room. What do we do when we're in there? We've got to find, the second thing is, how to find the ideal prospects in that room, because, there's lots of prospects in there, but maybe not all of them are the right ones for you. And even more importantly, we've got to know how to approach them and strike a conversation and just start talking to them, basically, just like you do in a normal networking event. So that's how I want you to think about LinkedIn, guys. I just want you to think about LinkedIn as a big networking room where there's a certain etiquette that you need to abide by. Okay, there's certain things that you can do and certain things you can't do or shouldn't do inside LinkedIn. Okay, and here's why. Here's the thing. So you've got to keep that in mind, because if you go about this the wrong way, and you don't get your approach exactly right, the way it should be, there's a few things that can happen. A few things that can happen, obviously. So what happens is the problem is that you'll have no one will want to know you. They won't want to know if you don't do it right. They'll be trying to reach out. You'll be trying to reach out to them. Be making all your best moves. You'll be trying to give them what they want and get them interested and interested in what you've got to say. But people are skeptical. They're wary. They've heard stories of, and they're hypersensitive at the market. Anything on LinkedIn, people are actually hypersensitive to it. They don't want to be marketed to as such inside LinkedIn, especially inside LinkedIn. So that's number one. Number two, you get a bad reputation. The irony is that most people get that LinkedIn's a professional networking site, but if you don't do it right, you'll get a bad rep. People move away from you, they'll disconnect from you, the messages that you're using to try and attract prospects, it actually repels them. And the method that you use to attract for the client attraction, it actually does exactly the opposite of what you want it to do. And it's not what you want, it's not a good look. And what happens then, of course, is that you do all the work, you put in all the effort, you build your strategy, you get all the effort, you prepare everything, you put it into place, put it into action, and because you haven't got the components quite right, or you've come at it from the wrong angle, what happens is, or you do all the work and no one responds. All you hear is crickets. You thought you'd warm them up, you thought you'd built connection, you thought you liked a comment here and there, or you clicked the button to, you were scrolling through LinkedIn and someone, they've got that list in there where people's birthdays are. And you were scrolling through, and it was someone's birthday, and you hit that automated happy birthday button, and the message went out to that person, right? You thought you'd connected with them. You thought you were doing something valuable to them when it was just that little simple automated, happy birthday button. You thought you were doing the right thing, and you were introducing yourself to people, and that's because of that, people wanted to hear everything you had to say, but no, they don't. Not only that, they don't. Not only do they not respond, they just disconnect from you as well. And it's not good for your business, and it's absolutely embarrassing. And what happens is that you try the same thing over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. All you end up doing is fire hosing the same people. They don't know you. You haven't given them any reason to like you at all. They definitely don't trust you. And it just gets awkward for everyone involved. But here's the thing, that's why we need to get this right. We need to take the time, go to the effort to get this LinkedIn networking room right. Because if you do, it makes a massive difference, an enormous difference. Believe me, trust me, it will if you do it right. Because instead of not knowing it, what happens is you actually create engagement. That's what we want. We want actual engagement. The name of the game here is to use LinkedIn as a meeting place, a networking platform that you can engage with people and connect with them, and who can potentially become your clients and send you referrals and help you grow your business. And that's what we're all about. Why bother if we're not going to, if we're not going to do it that way? In fact, there's actually what I might do, if it's cool with you guys, I might even just grab my iPad and show you what I mean here. So just let me see if I can get this up and running. Guys, just give me. I'm just going to clear the raise your hand button. Can you give me a raise your hand if you can see my my iPad up on the screen? If you could do that for me, that would be awesome. Just got to raise hands there. Yeah, cool. Okay. All right. So really, what we're talking about here is we want to. There's a few things we want to do in this. So the first thing we want to do is just on the top arrow here, and I think this is in your worksheets, guys. So if I can get you to grab your worksheets, that'd be great, and you'll find this LinkedIn relationship reckoner. I've called it, sexy name, a TM at the end, obviously. So the first thing you're trying to do, you're trying to build value in here. You're trying to build value in this networking room. And then down the bottom here, you're then also trying to build trust. You're trying to build value on one hand and trust on the other. Okay? And then inside the three areas, we're trying to move in a certain direction. We're trying to move forward, trying to move towards, towards getting closer and closer and closer to them. There's three things that we need to build. Number one is that we need to build rapport. We've got to start at the start. We can't just fire hose people from the first time we meet them with stuff. We can't bombard them, download my thing, have a meeting, ask them questions that are that are too forward. We just don't know them well enough at all. So we've got to build some rapport. You've got to be in there. You've got to show your face. We've got to be around the place so that they start to get to know you, like you, and trust you. You know the one. Know you, like you, and trust you. The second thing we're trying to do, we're trying to build authority. Okay, and that's what comments and that's what commenting and adding additional value to people's posts and letting people know that you know and stuff like that. That's what the authority part of it's all about. That's why you're doing your LinkedIn articles and your Pulse articles, sorry, and your LinkedIn posts and your posts into groups and things like that. All of those things help you build authority, especially if you've got a niche, because you want to be putting authority out about your particular niche so that you show that you know. The third thing we're trying to build is connection. We want to build connection. That's the name of the game. So just jot that into your worksheet. So we're trying to build rapport, we're trying to build authority, and we're trying to build connection. And if you do that right, what happens is that, and just here on the arrow, what happens is your engagement. So it's all of these things work in tandem. They all work together. Your engagement goes up. It goes sky high. And once you've got engagement, because if I clear the raise your hand button, who would say, seriously, who would say that they've got really good engagement in their LinkedIn profile? If I can just get you to raise your hand for me, who's got good engagement inside their LinkedIn profile, would they say? Just raise your hand for me and let me know. That might not be public engagement. You might be talking to people online, privately, messaging people one-on-one, having conversation, getting people asking you questions and things like that. Please raise your hand if you think you've got good engagement. Right, okay, so there's probably 28, 30 or 26 people on the call, and not one person's raised their hand. So this is the thing. So we need to build rapport, authority, and connection so that we can get engagement. So the engagement level is sky high, and the skepticism is the other word on the other side. Skepticism, I think that's how you spell it. Julie, you'll let me know shortly if you can, if that is correct or not. And your skepticism levels are going to go right down. So we want engagement up, and we want skepticism levels at an all-time low. Okay, so that's where we're heading with this, and that's why we want to get really, really good at this relationship side of things. Okay, everyone got that, hopefully, and I'll just move that down there. Get you back up. Okay, so all right, so that's the first thing we want to do. We want to build engagement. They become engaged. Second thing that happens if you do this, and oh, there you go, there's the worksheet. Second thing that happens is if you do this and you do it really, really well, is that so you've got that sort of relationship, you've got good connection, you build rapport, you build authority, you build engagement. All of a sudden, people actually notice you and they notice your stuff. Okay, they actually sit up and take notice because you've got all the right ingredients in your LinkedIn profile in place, in the right amounts sprinkled in to your LinkedIn profile and their LinkedIn profile and their LinkedIn world as well. You know, you're actively engaged and taking part in what they're doing as well. And the third thing is that you're not just building a network anymore. What you actually do, you start. If you think about it this way, what you want to do is you want to try and create a really strong ecosystem, guys. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes persistence. It doesn't just happen overnight. But when it's done, it's an amazing thing. You know, your network starts to grow, your interaction grows, your inquiries improve, you get referrals, you start to get people, get people who tag their friends into your stuff when it's really good. Their network starts to get tagged into your messages. You start getting your stuff pushed out and used as value for people that they know as well. So they use your stuff for their friends, which gives you more authority and gives you more rapport with their posse as well, basically. That's what you want, your authority, your connection to improve. Okay? But it's not just to attract new clients. That's the other thing. It's also, this is really good for alliance opportunity as well. Okay? So you get to talk to people you'd never get to talk to, and you get to talk to people in their network that you'd never get to talk to as well. There's more to it than just new clients. It's all about their friends, but it's also about alliances as well. It's about growing your network through other people's networks as well. And, what happens is you're not fire hosing them anymore. You actually, you're not doing that at all. You're building, you do the opposite. You're building that know, like, and trust, and all of a sudden you're giving them exactly what they want, the way they want it presented, and you know what they want. You know what people want, guys? Skepticism. Thank you. I'll change that, Julie. Awesome work. Love that. You know what they want? You know what people want? They actually want, and just jot this down. I have written it, we've written it already, but I want you to write this in capital letters somewhere. People want connection. People want connection. That's what they want. They want to feel like they're connected to other people. That's why it's really important. Just a side issue. It's I don't want you to build a business. I want you to try and build a community. That's why I work really, really hard inside the Blackwing Posse to try and get that interaction, try to build a community, because it's more than a business. We want to build a community because generally people want to feel like they're engaged as part of a community. Okay? But if you're smart, you're doing it in a way that's leveraged. It's scalable, it's repeatable, and it can be replicated over and over and over again en masse. And it can increase the awesome work that you're doing for more and more people, and that's why LinkedIn's so good. You build rapport with more people, you build authority, you give them what they want when they want it, and that basically that could be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night when they feel like jumping on LinkedIn. So you don't have to be there to give them awesome value. It doesn't have to be in access to, and that's why LinkedIn is such an important platform for you to get good at. Okay, so just quickly, we just talked about rapport, we talked about authority, we talked about connection, we talked about trust and value, and how important those things are in a relationship. But I'd love to know from you right now. Can you all do me a favour? Raise your hand button is over there on the control panel, and what I'd love you to do is I'd love you to type into the, sorry, not the raise your hand, your question box. I'd love you to do me a favour, and I want to know which one of those do you feel is most important for you? Is it the rapport part, the authority building? Is it the actual connection part? Is it the trust, the value, or any other thing that we've talked about so far? Or just go through your notes, and I'd love to know from you which one of those of what we talked about so far is most important, and why. I want to know why. So just don't give me the word. I want to know why you think that. What's the critical part of that for you? So I'll give you 30 seconds to write that down. I'm just going to have a quick sip of my cup of coffee. Lee's saying he's got computer issues. Hopefully that's not my computer. It's yours, buddy. Unfortunately for you. These are okay, great, good guys. But yeah, rapport is important because we want it to be like a blind date, don't we? That's the important thing. Authority is important because we need them to believe that you know your stuff, and you can help them get to what they want. That's show me the money at the end of the day. Connection is really, really important because it's about there's no point having rapport and authority if you've got no connection. That's what we're thinking about here. So let me just have a look at some of these. Rapport and authority says, Nathan, great, thank you. Matt says authority and value. Computer. Connection, no point having the others unless there's a connection. Exactly what I just said, mate. Right, well done, that's great. You typed that in before I said it. Connection, because that's what's not happening. Exactly, yeah, we've got to connect. Just liking comments isn't enough. It's just not enough. You get your face on there, but no more. There's no connection in a like. There's no connection in a happy birthday. Likes are great. Comments are amazing. Shares are incredibly valuable. That's what people want, yeah? So we've got to start talking to them. Build authority for community to connect. Absolutely, Owen, thank you. Rapport, break the ice. Authority has the expert and connection will be brought in from both. Yeah, absolutely, Nathan, definitely. Susan says authority building as it will drive alliances as well as new clients. Totally, exactly right. No, it was yours, okay, mate, thank you. Lee, connection because it's ongoing and it's repeatable. Yeah, exactly right. Okay, a few more there, but yeah, you guys are on the right track. It's all about, there's no point having one or two of those critical components. You need all three, and one attaches to the next, and so on and so on and so on. Okay. All right, great. All right, guys. So what I want to do right now is that I want to talk to you about. I want to walk through 3 keys to getting this LinkedIn connection thing right. All 3 of them are about helping you get the connection and the interaction with the right people in the right place, but critically doing it at scale. That's the beauty of the LinkedIn thing here. We can do it at scale. We can do it one-on-one, but we can also do it at scale as well. These 3 principles are going to give you the confidence to self-promote. You're going to get noticed. You're going to build your network, and you're going to get clients, and that's the name of the game. 3 different sort of conduits for this thing. So 3 different ways to build rapport, authority, and connection really is where I'm going here with this. Okay, so you ready? You got a pen? You ready to go? I hope you are. All right, the first thing I want you to do, the first tip, the first principle here, is that I want you to reach out. I need you to reach out. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to reach out and connect with people on a personal connection level. Okay, we've got to get some names in your list. That's what we're doing. I've got to say, I reckon most, if not all, but I think you'll find that most professionals and most business owners by now in 2016 will have some sort of presence on LinkedIn. Now, it's not saying that they're in there all the time and everything like that, but I mean, most professionals and business owners at this point in time have got some sort of presence on LinkedIn. In fact, I reckon that'd be fair to say. In fact, I went online last night, and there was by the end of 2015, there was 3.9 million people on LinkedIn in Australia. Okay, 3.9. Now, surely there's got to be some of that 3.9 million that can be spread to get you 100 clients off of LinkedIn. Surely I reckon the numbers are fair and reasonable. So it makes sense to sort of reach out and connect with as many people as you can in your target niche, and it just makes sense to do it. We want to build up the number of people you've got inside your network and build a list of people that you can communicate to, and it's all about list building. We want to communicate through larger lists of people, and that's where they are. But we've got to reach out to them at the end of the day. And, it's like when you go in the old days, you go into a school dance. It's like being the wallflower. That person, the guy or the girl. But I couldn't find any guy pictures, so don't discriminate. I'm not discriminating, but I couldn't find any guy wallflowers. But you're in a room with the right prospects. You're hanging out. You want to have a dance with them. But you don't even get up to talk to them. And you don't even get the opportunity to answer them because you didn't get up and you didn't approach them, or you didn't try and start a conversation with them. I think if you want to build connection and you build a list, because really that's what we're talking about here. If you want to connect, you've got to actually connect. Now the problem is, guys, that there's so many people network, but very few actually connect. Okay, so I want you to jot that down. Because the challenge is, if you're going to network, there's no point just networking. Networking achieves nothing. Connection is what achieves. Okay, so we've got to stop networking and start connecting. And you can do that through this networking platform called LinkedIn, is one place to do it. Okay, so what I might do here for you guys, I've been busy behind the scenes. So I'll just show you, might as well chuck that up on the screen. No, it's not. Okay, so what I've done, so what about if you had a really easy way for you to, start to make some connections? So we had a LinkedIn connection LinkedIn template in the vault, but I've been playing with it a little bit, and I've added and I've made some changes, and I've made it even more awesome than it already was. So I might just give you a few ideas and run through a few of these. So just I want you to think about the language, the approach. Understand that all the yellow areas or the areas where there's what do they call it, slashes, that can be, you choose whatever you want, or you can just choose your own words, but just pour it into the mold, as you always know, right? So, hey guys, so personal connection, invitation. Hey Fred, I noticed, I came across your LinkedIn profile, and I noticed that we share interest in the insert professional industry space. I help people like you make better financial and tax decisions. I'd love to connect with you if you feel so inclined. Your name. Really easy, simple, no push, no hassle, no sleaze, pretty friendly, professional, easy way to connect, nothing dangerous for them, no whiskers at all. Not a lot of cheese in there, but I've got to say, just looking at it, you have put some cheese in there because you help people like them make better financial and tax decisions. That's cheese. There. So just as an example. Give me another one. Hey, name. Hey, Fred. I stumbled on your LinkedIn profile and noticed that we share professional interests and a lot of contacts, and I thought you might like to hook up. You don't have to say hook up. I would say hook up, and share ideas if you feel so inclined. I'd like to have you as a connection or person of influence. Name. I'd like to have you as a person, as a connection or person of influence. What's that going to make that person feel? Great. Wow, this person's, that's really nice. I feel good about that. I seek some connection. This person's trying to build rapport with me. He's not pushy or sleazy or anything like that. And he's just paid me a bit of a compliment as well. I should probably connect. Okay. Number 3. So he visited my page. So if you've seen in the LinkedIn profile, in your LinkedIn profile, people visit your page, or they skulk around. So I'll make a bit of a joke about it. Hey, name. I noticed that you stumbled on, visited, or stalked, and now I actually write that, and I haven't got that in yellow. I actually say that to someone. I noticed that you stumbled on, visited, or stalked my LinkedIn profile not long ago. Thank you. So I compliment them. What did you think? I see that we share professional interests and a lot of contacts, so I thought you might like to connect and share ideas if you feel so inclined. If you feel so inclined. Okay, so make a bit of a joke about it. Where I've got there the stalked a little bit. I'd actually physically, and I do that all the time. When someone comes on, it's a process where we send this. If someone views our profile, the process is that they get this a couple of days later. Not straight away. Not straight away, by the way. Just with this, if that happens, I'd probably wait 2 days. I wouldn't sort of jump on and do it straight away. I'd give it a couple of days. I don't want anyone to think that I'm desperate for it. Stumbled on another one. Hey, name. LinkedIn's a great place to connect with like-minded people. I work closely with avatars, professionals, business plumbers, whatever it happens to be your avatar, looking for smarter and faster ways to produce even better financial results. I'd love to connect with you if you feel so inclined. So it's just another way. So just lots and lots of different options for you to use to actually make connection. And the old hit the button to connect, hit the button to connect, hit the button to connect. That's old school and it's kind of rude. It's just, that's a numbers game. This is much more personal, and I know that you get a much better strike rate by actually having a personal invitation. But we've got it templated. Hey, name, someone's liked your post. Someone's liked the post. So you're in a group, you've made a post, someone liked it, but you're not connected with them. Hey, John, thanks for liking my post. What part of it resonated with you? So we start with a question. I enjoy connecting with blah 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 avatars and help my clients make more money, pay less tax. Save money on insurance and pay off their debts faster. I regularly share topical issues and articles and blogs about these areas. Would you like to connect? So guys, I just want to get a feel for you guys. What are you noticing so far, guys? They're all okay. So can I get you to go into the question box? What are you noticing with these so far? How do they feel? How do they sound? What do you make of the wording, or what's resonating with you so far? I just want to type into the question box for me. I just want to know, what are you making of these, of the enhanced LinkedIn template 2.0? Just want to know what you're feeling. Yes, softly, exactly. Inviting, engaging, no push. Friendly, not scary. Sounds relaxed, friendly, and non-threatening. Not asking for anyone. Not asking for anything. No, totally not asking for anything. Asking for connection and rapport. That's really all we're asking. Non-invasive, not too formal. Definitely not too formal. speaks their language, inviting. Yeah, I'm trying to speak. Now, this is the way I speak. You guys may change these words up a little bit, but I'm just trying to speak to people like I would speak. So I write, and it's very important, write like you talk. Write like you talk so they get to know you even when they're reading your stuff. And it's kind of, I'm hoping that I'm talking like them. You know, that's what I'm trying to reach out. I'm trying not to talk like a financial planner. I'm trying to talk like a person. I'm expecting that there is some. I'm talking like I've already got rapport with them. That's probably a critical one. Just write that down, guys. I'm trying to talk like I've already got rapport. Even if I haven't, I'm trying to talk to them like I have. Okay, warm, reach out, not salesy, non-invasive, not too formal, got that. Warm, thank you. Soft, engaging, SBR, we'll come to that in a minute. Making the effort too, that's the other thing. Yeah, I'm actually reaching out and putting in a bit of effort to it as well. But they might think I probably typed that up, but guess what? All I did is copy and paste it from our template because we're a lot smarter than everyone else. All good, what the others have said. Yes, absolutely, Paul. All right, try another one. Hey, name. Hey, name, I noticed that you're connected to, so common connection. So I noticed that you're connected to Connection in Common as well. I'd love to have you as part of my network if you feel so inclined. I specialise in helping people like you. So people like you, so plumbers like you, chiropractors like you, engineers like you, business owners like you who want so that they can have more aspirations. So you insert wants and aspirations in there. Let's connect. Let's connect in here. Steve, your name. Okay, another one. Group invitation. So this is group invitation to connect. So this is someone who's in the same LinkedIn group with you. Hey, name. Notice the difference. Hello, name. So often they're actually real strangers inside a group. So I might change it up here. I might even say hello, which is really weird and really odd for me. But in that situation, maybe I'll try hello. Hello, name. We're both members, and you notice we are. So I'm a little bit different in here. Little bit different. It's a group environment at start. I don't know them, so I'm going to try and just back off just a tad. So hello, name. We are both members of the XYZ LinkedIn group. I saw your post yesterday and ended up on your website. I noticed that you're insert avatar, right? Whatever their profession is, and I have a lot of peers in a lot of your peers in my network. I thought you might like to connect and share ideas if you feel so inclined. Group invitation. Enjoyed your post. So someone's written a post. Hey, name. I've seen you in the XYZ LinkedIn group. I've seen you in the LinkedIn group. I really enjoyed your post yesterday and ended up on your website. I noticed that you're a blah, 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 and I've got a lot of peers. I thought you might like to connect. So just another way. Someone wrote a post. Let's just private message them. You can do it in the group, tell them what a good job they've done inside the group, but then go to the private message, look at them up, and then shoot them a quick private message. Hey, dude, I liked your post yesterday. It was really good. I loved your website as well. Make them feel good. Thanks for liking, commenting, or sharing. So someone's liked or commented or shared your post. So, hey, name, thanks for liking, commenting, or sharing, which one it was. Or, it could be both, liking and commenting and sharing my post in the XYZ group yesterday. I hope you found it useful. So now we're taking it offline. We're taking it from the group to personal interaction, personal connection. We're actually connecting here. This is the really, really important part. I hope you found it useful. I ended up on your website and I noticed that you're a blah, 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 and I've got a lot of peers. I thought you might like to connect. You can insert whatever words you want here, but it's just a template to give you some examples. Alliances. What about alliances? Let's talk to some alliances, someone that you want to reach out to. Hey, name. So this is one that you know, been a while, okay? Hey, name, been a while. I hope you're well. Great to see you on here. By the way, your new website looks great, or by the way, your new logo looks great, or by the way, your new branding looks great, or by the way, insert real nice compliment in here, right? So whatever you think is something that you can say nice to them to get them to smile when you're talking to them, that's a good thing. So by the way, your website looks great. I thought you might like to connect and share ideas if you feel so inclined. I'd love to reconnect with you. So this is for a person, a zombie alliance partner, and you're going to have lots of people. Think if you sat back for 10 minutes and wrote a list of all the potential connections that you've had over the years that have just sort of dissipated. They've just gone. They've gone into hibernation. You just lost contact with them and all the rest of it. Now's your opportunity to get back in touch with them, because I guarantee every single one of them have got a LinkedIn profile, and they're in a group. So this is a really easy, simple way to just connect with them again. You never know what happened. Oh, dude, thanks for connecting. I've been wondering where you're at. They might say to you, well, thanks for connecting with me. I've been wondering where you're at. I thought about you the other day or last month, or I spoke to a client. Remember that client you referred me 3 years ago? I just spoke to them the other day. They said to say good day, or whatever it happened to be. it's just a way to connect with them again. All right, so that's just to give you a few ideas there. Hopefully they help, and they are in the new LinkedIn template. Okay, so that's just a really, really good way. Remember what I said earlier. Too many people are networking, but they're not actually connections. So you've just had, what was it, 12, 13 different ways for you to connect with people inside LinkedIn. Guys, any value in that? Just give me I'll clear the raise your hand. Any value in those? Raise your hand for me. Let me know. Yep. Yep, heaps it's going up. Okay, cool. Hopefully they're going to be helpful for you. All right, let's move on. So that was tip number one. We need to reach out. We need to connect, and we need to touch base with people. So the thing is, so that's the first principle, right? So it's, reach out and connect. Fairly basic, and now it's going to be easy for you because you've got a template to use that as well. I'll give you that at the end of the session. But so we've connected with someone. They're a new person. We've connected them, but now they're only a suspect. Okay, they're just a name, a new connection on LinkedIn. That's all they are. And we've got to. So what happens is we instinctively, this financial planners get to this point right now. They just make a connection and they bam, they're into it. They go. They right at the start. What they do instinctively is they go straight for the jugular. They can't help it. You guys can't help it. It's in your DNA, right? I don't know why. It just is. And it was in my DNA too, believe me. We just can't help it. They rip straight into the person, and they've just met them. They start diving in and trying to talk to them about their deepest, darkest secrets, right from the very start. Or they make offers to have consultations, or download my free stuff, or download my lead magnet right from the very first go. Send me in your financials or super statements. They'll just dive in too deep right at the start. That's why the connection template's so valuable, because the first interaction, it's just interaction, it's just conversation, it's just rapport building. That's why it's so good. So what happens is that effectively they're trying to hit a home run right from the outset, right from the get-go. Okay, and the problem with that is that unless you're going to knock it out of the park, right? Unless you're going to knock it out of the park, and guys, you know what it's like. It's hard to hit a home run. You think about the baseball. It's really, really hard to hit a home run. Okay, so that unless you're going to you're in the right place at the right time with the exact right person who happens to be looking for the exact solution that you just happen to have right now at the exact same time that you're there, it's going to be pretty hard for you to get that sort of connection right at the very start with a stranger and get them to open up in that relationship, okay? So what we want to do instead, we don't want to try and hit a home run. We don't want to knock it out of the park. We want to slide into first. Okay, that's what we want to do. We want to slide into first. Think about it. Do we want to go from cold to sold? No, we don't. We don't want to go from cold to sold. We want to go from cold to hot to sold. So just jot that down, guys. It's not cold to sold. It's cold to hot to sold. And I've got a couple of people, even just typed in a little while ago that talked about warmth and friendly and relaxed and things like that. I'm not trying to go for a home run. We're just trying to be warm and friendly and relaxed and not non-threatening, just like you typed in a few seconds ago. Okay, so we want to go from cold to hot to then sold. We're not going to smash it out of the park. We're not going to dive in. We're going to try and uncover. We're not going to try and uncover like open wounds and go for the jugular. What we're going to do, what do they call it? We're going to go for the bunt. They call it the little bunt. So the pitcher hits, you put the bat up, you just knock the ball somewhere where there's no fielder, and you run and you steal first. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go for safety. Remember, we're trying to build that rapport, authority, and connection. So, so we've got to take it slow, and we've got to be really, really measured in what we do, and really measured in what we say and the way we say it as well. Really, really careful. Okay. So the slightest hint, if you ask yet, it's all over. It's finished. Okay. There's no easier place for people to shut down with you than online, okay? No easier place. Think about it, guys. What do people do online? Just find the question box for me. What do people do online to shut you down? When if that's the sort of relationship they've got and they want to shut you down, what do? What do they actually do? Just type in for me. What do people do online when they're shutting you down? They don't want to talk to you anymore. What do they do physically? What do they actually do? They ignore you. Yep. What else? They ignore you. All good. What other stuff? Sorry. Ignore. Yeah. They close the browser. They disconnect. They unconnect you from their LinkedIn profile. It's easy. They can just physically disconnect from you. They don't have to work too hard to do that. All right, so it's really easy. So you've got to be very, very careful what you do and the way you do it. Just going to give you an example. This is from my actual this is from my LinkedIn inbox, and I want to give you the difference between hard sell and soft teach. Okay, so I'm just going to give you, and this is real. I just took screenshots from my LinkedIn profile. This is a dude who connected with me, and he sent out a connection request, and I connected with him, and this came about 4 minutes later. Okay, 4 minutes later. So let me read this to you, and then I'm going to get you to type in, and you can do this while I'm talking. Type into the question box. Yeah, go somewhere else, Lee. They don't respond exactly right, Susan. I want you to type in the question box what you're thinking about this. What's this saying to you? Okay, so this is 4 minutes later. Don't know the dude, right? Hi Steve, please have a read. This may be of interest. We now have over 8,000 investment properties all rated throughout Australia for investment purchase for your investment property the right way. This works really well for finance brokers, planners, real estate businesses. We have a variety of investment properties in national locations focusing on growth corridors around Australia. We apply a strict criteria and due diligence process to this extensive selection of house and land in inner city apartments and townhouses, ensuring all properties receive the highest returns for our investors. We work towards clearly understanding your future goals and present a variety of property types which suit your investment profile. I got that within 4 minutes of this dude making a connection with me. So tell me, what do you think? Just type into the question box, what do you make of that? What do you make of the words? What do you make of the approach? What do you make of it? Yeah. Oh, yes, Susan, you want to punch him and you don't even know him. I wanted to punch him the second I got it as well. He's a gagger. Went for the jugular, totally, absolutely went for the Spivey Spruker, only interested in taking care of himself, not the client. He might be trying to take care of me, Benny, but he didn't care about getting to know me or getting any interest in building any rapport with me or any connection. And he's starting to talk to me about $500,000, $600,000, $800,000 off the plan properties. You got to be kidding me, yeah? Yeah, you're right. Stinks of desperation, exactly. It's a turn off. Hasn't built any rapport or earned the right in any way whatsoever. He earned zero right, and he started to push exactly right out. Right, so guys, that's the sort of thing I do not want you to do. All right, but here, what about if I showed you what I want you to do instead? Now, again, this is one of mine. This is me talking to a financial planner not too long ago, and yeah, I just want you to notice the difference. So, it starts from the bottom here, and we work our way up, and I've got a couple of screenshots here. This is the difference between rapport, authority, and connection. Okay, and look, some of you guys actually on the call, just thinking about it, I think we first interacted on LinkedIn as well. So just think about it. So hi Steve, and so I just sent a friend request to this guy. Hi Steve, thanks for connecting. I really felt drawn to your profile, especially why you do what you do. Wondering if you help financial planners on the Eastern Seaboard. Name. We'll call him Bob. Then my reply at the top, not a problem. Not a problem, Bob. I actually enjoy connecting with like-minded professionals and people in financial planning. As for your question, well, in fact, most of my clients are in the East, and I've built up a leverage coaching business where I can coach financial planners anywhere in the world. So it's actually pretty cool. Notice the language and the way I'm talking to him. If I asked you, and I'll just ask him a question. If I asked you, what were your top 2 things that if you could fix them tomorrow, like literally snap your fingers and have them all sorted in your financial planning biz, what would your top 2 priorities be? I'd love to know. Let me know in here, Steve. Okay. Just had a chat with him. Thanks, mate. Thanks, dude. No worries at all. I love connecting with people like you. Your question is, hey, I've got a leverage business, and you might want to get some leverage in your world as well. So, and I've built a business out of it. So yeah, you should get close to me. And just a really simple question. And then at the top there, my answers are, hey, Steve, thanks, Steve. My answers are KISS, keep it simple, stupid, based. More clients who are engaged, cracking my niche market better, medics and allied health professionals. Secondly, it's to sell ongoing services to every client. Everything else sorts itself out. Thank you. So, guys, what has he just done? Just type into me. He needs to go to grammar and typing school. Obviously, never any doubt. But just tell me, what has he just done in that top little message there? What's he done for me or to me or with me? What's he done? What's he told me about? He's told me about his. So I asked him a simple question. I built some connection, built some rapport, and asked him a really simple question, and he spilled his. Told you what to sell. Yeah, told you what to sell him on. Yeah, exactly. Articulated his pain and problems to me just by a simple question. He's starting to tell me all the stuff I want him to tell me, just because of a little simple simple, easy question. Okay, yeah, exactly right. He wants your help, giving you an open invitation to connect. I've connected with him, but I've now got the opportunity to actually go deeper because he's given me an open invitation. He started to tell me his problems, and that's what we want. Okay, we want people, once they open up, that's the door's open. We're now in conversation. He needs help, and he needs it bad. Okay. All right, so that's cool. Okay, the next part of the conversation from the bottom. Okay, great name. Niching is essential in being seen as the authority, especially in your sort of market. So what have I done? I've congratulated him, told him well done, told him how good it is that he's thinking about niching and all the rest of it. And then guess what? I just asked him another question. What are you currently doing to attract that type of client? And do you have a process for engaging ongoing service packages? Now, why would I ask him a question like that? Just quickly in the chat box. Why would I ask him a question like that? Why do you think I'd ask that sort of question? Why would I ask him, what are you currently doing to attract those type of clients, and do you have a process for it? Why would I ask him that question? Yeah, you know he doesn't have one. I know for a fact that barely anyone in financial planning has a process for those things. So I ask him, that's the question I ask. I know he doesn't have it. Yeah, I know he doesn't have it, so I asked the question because I want to keep the conversation going. Yes, it is my specialty, Lee, exactly. You know, you have, and Benny, you're right. I know I have a solution for it as well, totally, because you have the templates, and you know that he doesn't. Exactly right. I know that he won't have that process, so that's the question I ask him. There's no point asking a question of an answer where I think he doesn't need my help, because then that'll just shut the conversation down. So exactly right, guys. So you're onto it. So yeah, and then he says at the top, what he does, guess what he does now? By way of background, I spent 17 years in financial markets and about a decade in the UK, advising institutional. I moved to financial planning space 12 months ago in Australia, starting out with the blah, blah, blah course. So much this is new. I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and I want to work my way through LinkedIn. And then when I do that, I'm going to get to the AMA and the Pharmacy Guild and the Dental Board. All good ideas, by the way. They're great. So this guy knew what he was doing. He was a really good prospect for me. But what's he doing now? From opening up that question and then asking a follow-up question, he starts spilling his guts even more. He's now telling me his life story. If you can get someone telling you their life story, you're in. Because people don't tell their life stories to strangers. Okay, so he obviously felt that he knew me, liked me, and trust me, and that I had authority, had built rapport, and is now happy to connect and continue that conversation. The engagement's up, and the skepticism's gone. So if you notice, go back to your LinkedIn relationship connector. I've ticked off all of those things on that box. I'm giving him value already just in talking to him, and he obviously trusts me because, he's telling me everything. Okay, and then it just says, and then I said, what did I say? Down the bottom, Just notice, okay. I have some ideas and some tools to help you with those things, Bob, sorry. Did you want to hook up for a 15-minute chat via Skype? I can share my screen and show you some of the templates and the tools that help you fast track that. Let me know if you want to do that. And then at the top he says, yes, I would love to do that with my co-principal who I share an office with, blah, blah, blah. And then we went on a call. This guy wasn't quite ready. He's looking at joining us towards the end of the year. Just wasn't quite ready for me just yet. Okay, but so guys, just what do you make of that? I want to know from you. What are you learning so far from that? What did you take from that little conversation piece that I had with Bob there? Just let me know. Just type into the question box. What are you learning so far? Love to know. I'll give you 20 seconds. What are you learning? What do you make of that? I'm just going to turn my heater down a bit. Just hang on a second. Okay. What are you learning, guys? Just type into the question box for me. What are you learning so far? What value are you getting? Yeah. What you think about think about your interactions with people on LinkedIn, and think about what you've done in the past and compare it to what you might do differently now, what you've seen just now on the screen. What's been most useful, in other words. Okay, have your notes. Reached out, went to first base, and then hit the home run. And to me, hitting the home run is getting a person on a call. Getting, my business is internet based, so getting a person face to face on a Skype call or a Zoom call, that's home run for me. That's exactly what we want. Going for the jugular straight away doesn't achieve what we want, and it doesn't achieve what they want, probably more importantly, Lee. You're right, absolutely, but it's probably more important that it doesn't achieve what they want. They don't want you go for their jugular. They want to build a connection with you. They want to feel like they know you. You are awesome at LinkedIn. Craig, it's not even that. if I'm awesome at anything, it's just connection. And it's just thinking, okay, what would they want from me? And I'm just going to give them exactly that. And really, for me on LinkedIn, I feel that people want connection. So I just give them connection because I know I can get, and you guys all know, everyone in the posse, you guys are amazing financial planners. Once you get a client with you, you do a great job. But we've got to get more of them. So they don't want the great job that you do on LinkedIn right now. What they want is the connection. And then the connection will get you the appointment, and then that appointment will get you to do the awesome financial planning work that you do. See the process? Great example of patience needed. The process must be followed. No sudden moves. Exactly. You start to go, it's like, you don't want it, no sudden moves whatsoever. Exactly. You don't want to go for the jugular midway through your first waltz. In other words, you don't want to go for the big pash. In other words, midway through your first dance. You want to just take it really, really slowly. Okay, great. That's really good. That's exactly the sort of thing I want you to learn out of that. So that's good. And you can see how it actually works. It does work. It works all the time. All right, so let's do this. So we've talked about that it's all about reaching out, and we've seen that sort of this, the value's not in it's not in going for the jugular, but it's actually sliding into first base. That's where the value is. We've got to build rapport and the connection, like I talked about. It's like being at that networking event. We make the approach, you introduce yourself, you build up some rapport, you build some common ground. And then at some point, what happens is, what we need to do, we need to uncover some need and find some pain, and that's where those questions came in. And you've got to, and what we've got to do, what we've actually got to do, we've got to get the impact of that pain. So we've got to find the need, find the pain, and we've also got to get them to start telling you the impact of the pain and how it's affecting them right now. That's really where we want to get to. That's what's going to get you the home run. Okay, so what we want to do, but we want to do it without being pushy or sleazy, and just plain nosy sometimes as well. Okay, so the way we do that in this situation is, and what I want you to do, I want you to build yourself. Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, guys, sorry, hold on. Let me just. Sorry, dudes. Yeah, sorry, wrong slide. Guys, what I want you to do, I want you to build yourself what I call a Trojan horse. Okay, that's right. We need a Trojan horse. And now I know you're sitting there, you're looking at the screen, you're saying, what is this guy on about? What is he talking about? What the hell's a Trojan horse? Well, in this case, the Trojan horse is a way for you to get invited in. Okay, a way for you to get invited in. They pull you in so that you don't have to push your way in. That's what I'm talking about here. Now, I don't know if you know the story about the Trojan horse, the Greeks and the Trojans, the city of Troy. You can see this massive city of Troy there on the screen. It was built on top of a mountain. It had water all on one side, wide open, flat ground on the other on the other side as far as the eye can see. 60-foot high walls all the way around, impenetrable. No one could get through. The Trojans had never, ever, ever been invaded in their entire history. The walls had never been breached. Okay, and they got into war with the Greeks, and you guys know the story. Hopefully, most of you know the story. But if you don't, what happened? They got into war with the Greeks, and they tried to get through on the Trojans. So they trying to breach the walls. They were trying to attack from all angles. And the way the Trojans had set up their city, they'd set it up so that you couldn't get through. It was impenetrable, and they were absolutely protected. And what happened is the Greeks got slaughtered each and every time they tried to get through the walls. They just couldn't break through the Trojans' defences. So what they did, they came up with a plan. If you know the story, they came up with a plan. They built this wooden horse, and they were camped, a few miles away on the beach. And thousands of ships came in, and only half the men, because at the end of the day, half of them had died because they were getting slaughtered so bad. And what they did is they sailed all the ships away around the bay, to make it look like they'd fled, they'd gone. They'd sailed home in disgrace, but they left a gift on the beach. They left this wooden horse, okay, and so what happened? The Trojans found it, and they dragged this thing miles, miles and miles across the open plains and in front of the 60-foot high walls and through and past the guards and through the massive wooden gates, and down the main entry into the city, and they left this horse in the middle of Troy, right in the middle. Okay, and of course you know what comes next. Inside the horse, of course, it was the Greeks. They were hiding inside the horse. And in the middle of the night, they jumped out. They jumped out of the horse. They signaled to their soldiers. All the soldiers had snuck up that night in the dark. and they signaled there. They were already waiting for them, and they opened the gate from the inside, and the rest is history. We know what happened with that. Now, I'm not saying I want you to think it's okay to sneak in by stealth and get in and start raping and pillaging. No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that this is a really good analogy. The Trojan horse analogy is the thing that did all the heavy lifting. Okay, so besides building the horse, the Greeks really didn't have to do anything at all to get invited in. They just built the horse, and that was it. Once they built the horse, there was no more work. They got in. Actually, the Trojans dragged them in. They invited them in, and in fact, they pulled this thing miles across the beach in the desert to get into their city. They did it literally. That's how they did it. So how does that relate to LinkedIn? Well, what we want to do, we want to have what I call a Trojan horse question or questions. So just jot this down, guys. I want you to have what I call a Trojan horse question. That's a series, a question or a series of questions that you can ask that'll do all the heavy lifting for you. So, and it'll get your clients to open up the gates and let you inside that inner sanctum. And if you haven't seen the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, guys, it's an awesome movie. Brad Pitt is in there. A really good movie called Troy. It's an awesome movie. Because we want them to let you in. And what's going to happen is if you do it right, they're going to let you in where no one else has ever been let in before, and that's when we know it's working. Guys, is this making sense? Am I actually making sense with this analogy? Can you just raise your hand for me if I'm actually making sense and you understand what the analogy means to you? You can see what's happening, yeah? Great. Okay, so how can we get invited in without you having to fight or push or do anything that's got the slightest doucheness involved in it at all? Well, we have to have a Trojan horse question or a series of Trojan horse questions. And if you think about the SPER, the short personal inspector reply, in fact, what we'll do, just grab your worksheets, guys, and I'm going to bring my iPad up on the screen. You should see a worksheet in there called the SPER outliner. So just have a quick look at that, and I'm just going to grab mine up on the screen, bring the iPad up. I just want to fill in this worksheet for you now. Just make that a tad bigger. So really what we're talking about here, guys, is the aim of an SPER, and it's always the same aim. Yeah, this is what we're trying to achieve with a short personal inspector reply. It's really what we want. We want to basically, we're trying to get, and you can fill this in with me, we want to get, oh, hang on, guys, just got to hook this up. Just bear with me. My little pencil's got to connect. We want to get a reply. That's the first job. The first job of the SPER messages or questions or emails or LinkedIn connection, LinkedIn comments is to get a reply. The second thing we're trying to do is to get a problem. So if you notice the flow of the one that I showed you earlier, this is the flow that I used. I got a reply first, then I got a problem, and then the third thing we want to do is we want to get the impact. We want to get the impact. Right, so what we're trying to do, we're trying to get a reply, get them to talk to you, get them to interact, get them to try and build some rapport. Then we want to get a problem, so we're going to ask a question or a series of questions. And then the third part, we want to get the impact of that thing, how that's affected them, what's happening in their world. Open up to me, tell me a bit more about your situation, how can I help, basically. And then, because then if you can do all those things right, then the home run is to get an appointment. Okay, we get an appointment. But you can't just go for the appointment. You can't just go for the first base. Okay, so if you think about what we talked about today, so if you do this right, what we're trying to do, the first part of this is we want to, I'll do this in another color. The first part of this is basically we want to reach out. That's what we talked about in the first tip. Then we slide into first, and get the impact. And how do we do that? Well, we ask the Trojan horse Q or Qs. That's the Trojan horse question. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. That's the job of the short personal inspector reply process. Okay, so hopefully, guys, you've got that down. Yeah, you've got that written down and you've drawn along with me. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do. I just want you to take note of that. So really now, if we go back to our slides, Let's have a look. Maybe, if you're lucky, I might have actually been playing with the SPER part of this as well, and this might be added to the template. You never know. It could actually be added to the template at the end of the session. So let's have a look at this. Okay, so I just want you to notice that this is the LinkedIn SPER sequence. It's brand new. I've never given you this before. You might have seen a little bit of it. It's a LinkedIn take on our short personal expected reply templates that we've got. But I've got this on a LinkedIn slant. Okay, so this is brand new. So hey name, thanks for connecting. So we've connected, and then we're trying to reach out to them. So what we're trying to do at the number one at the top there, we're trying to get a reply here. That's all. So we've got a connection, and we're now trying to get a reply. Hey name, hey Bob, thanks for connecting. How's life at their biz? Whatever their business name is, how's life at blah blah blah. Your biz. What do you guys actually do there? Name. What do you guys actually do? And guess what? What do people want to talk about? They want to talk about themselves, and but the other thing, especially if they're small business owners, what's the other thing that they're really proud of? Just type in for me. I know you know the answer. Type into the question box for them. What do people want to talk about? What's the most important thing to them? Important things to someone, to a business owner in particular. Yeah, people are proud. People are really proud of what they've built. Yeah, the work and effort they put into building their business. Exactly. They're proud of their biz. Exactly right. They want to talk about themselves, and in particular, small business owners want to talk about their business. Most small business owners, and just like you guys, most small business owners, it actually takes up more of their life than their actual life does. Right. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I just think that's a really good way to start a connection conversation. So get a reply. Another version. Okay, hey Bob, thanks for connecting with me a while ago. How are things at your biz? How's business tracking this year? How's business tracking this year? The thing is, I reckon that accountants and financial planners have kind of got the right to ask someone about someone's business or about their cash flow or about their retirement. You probably haven't earned the right just yet to ask specifically about your super fund, but you could do, depending on how well how well you know that person through LinkedIn. But you've got the right to ask how your business is tracking, because that's what you do for a profession. So yeah, how's things at your biz? Yeah, how's business tracking this year? Really casual, easy, simple ways to ask. Okay, just so here's another method. Hey, name, it's been a while. I just wrote so this is offering an hour lead magnet in a softly way. Hey, dude. It's been a while. I just wrote this short guide for my clients on how to get more money into super without breaking the bank or your wallet. It's only 3 pages, and it shows you the way that they taught you is the worst way you can set things up and what to do instead. Or you can just insert whatever you want to put in there. I wrote it for my clients, but I'd be happy to send you a copy if you think it might be useful. Would you like me to send you a copy? Let me know. I don't know. Would you like me to send you a copy? That's really important. It's not if you like one, click here. It's just, would you like me to send you a copy? Why would that be, guys? This is interactive today. Really want everyone to join in with me here. So I'm asking them, would they like me to send them a copy? Why would I say that instead of if you want one, click here? Why would I say that? I need to just make sure everyone's getting the sort of thought process behind this. Engagement, active, invites more engagement. It's live, yeah, okay, yeah, starts a conversation, exactly. That's what we're trying to do. Remember, this is hot potato. So something short to you, something back to me, yeah, so we want engagement. So if I just say, here, hit this link, they go off onto the link and then bye-bye. Okay, I can then catch up with them later, but really in LinkedIn, we really want connection at this stage. So you got it, yeah, you want a direct response, exactly right. Okay, let's try another one. Hey, name, would this be useful for you? I just wrote a short guide on how to do whatever. Consolidate those old super funds without you having to do all the painful work. Would you like me to send you a copy? Let me know. Let me know. Okay, so just four or five, whatever many there was there. Just different ways to start to get a reply. Now we want to get into a problem. So let's say they say yes, great. They come back to you. Okay, hey name, hey dude, I've got. And this here, you could actually take this to email if you've sent them something, right? You could actually take it from LinkedIn here and take this to email. And I'll do that often at this point. I'll take it from LinkedIn, from the LinkedIn Messenger, and get it on email because it's just probably a tad more formal, a bit more professional, and means we've got a bit more of a relationship. So don't be frightened to at this stage take it from here. And you can even say, sometimes I'll say at the bottom, hey, no worries, John. I'll flick it out to you. What's the best email address for you? That sort of thing. So I'll ask them for their email. Once we're on email connection, I'll stick with the email. But hey, name, I've got a little note on my system here so that you drop by or call the office or made an inquiry or touch base and ask for the blah 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 thing that you wanted. I'm glad you found me, or I hope you enjoyed it. Not sure if you've had a chance to check it out yet, but I've got a quick question for you. What's your biggest challenge right now around topic of thing you gave? The budget, if it was a budget planner, if it was a debt minimisation calculator, it was a cash flow calculator, if it was a super projection tool, whatever it happens to be, what's your biggest challenge around that right now? I'd really love to help if I can. Okay, so we're now trying to prize out the problem, the issue that they've got. Oh, did I go forward or back? Yeah, okay. And then I'd just follow up if I didn't get a response. Hey John, me again. By now my sister, no, sorry, this is just another way. Hey John, me again. By now my system should have sent you a few more resources. I just want to check in. Is everything making sense so far? To just get people, if you've given someone something and they haven't responded, to just get them to say, yeah, or even just get back into a conversation, it's a really powerful Trojan horse question. And remember what we're talking about here. Think about these questions that I'm asking. These are my Trojan horse questions, okay? They're a series of different questions that I use over and over again, and they do all the heavy lifting. But this, is everything making sense so far? It's a really, really good question to get re-engagement, because people, it's non-threatening, and people feel kind of rude if they don't answer a simple question like that. You gave me something valuable. You're asking me if it's making sense so far. It's kind of rude if I don't answer you anymore. Now, again, I keep saying this, some people won't answer. Some people are douchebags. It's as simple as that. But you'll find that most people will at least say, yeah, thanks a lot. At least you're now back into conversation. Let me know. Okay. Another one here. Just got a little note on my system saying that you insert what they did here, so whatever they did, and I thought I'd say hi personally. You also mentioned that you're having challenges with blah 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 problem. I'm curious. Maybe you could share what brought you to my site and a little bit about your situation. I'd really like to help if I can. I'll look out for your message. Okay. So part of the Trojan horse is things like I'd really love to help if I can. I'll look out for your message. Okay, really, really powerful words, and but not pushy, sleazy. Is there any sleaze value in here? Just yeah, type me a question. I want a yes or a no, basically. Is there any sleaze value at all here? Think about it. And now we think about it from a prospect's point of view. Is there any sleaze value in here at all? Pushy, hassling, jugular, whiskers, anything like that? It's just simple, casual conversation, right? No, none at all. Sounds great. I would interact. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, exactly right. I would too. If someone was talking to me like this, I'd talk to them. No worries at all. I can't see a problem with talking to someone like that. And then what we want to do here, just last thing here, just you see the three at the top there, 1, 2, and 3. So then what we want to do, if they're coming back to you and they've had the interaction, we want to do, this is what we want to do at the end. There's 3 steps. We want to thank and acknowledge them. So number 1, thanks for getting back to me. Hey, John, thanks for getting back to me. Number 2, we want to show them that you understand and that you're an expert who knows how to fix this thing. It can be frustrating when you're insert their problem here, and I call it the big ass problem, right? So whatever they've been talking to you about, it can be frustrating when you're blah, 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 right? Most people, so it can be frustrating when you get your tax bill every year and also realize that that retiring is further away than you thought, let's say, just something like that. Most people find that they're either too busy to do anything about it, don't know where to start, and therefore don't start anywhere, or they know what they need to do, but they've been putting it off for ages. So I reckon they're 3 generic. Anything that someone says is their problem, I reckon those 3 things are fairly generic. You can feel safe that it's either 1, 2, or 3 of those things that your prospect is struggling with. And again, we ask a question, Trojan horse. Which one of those 3 camps are you in right now? So they're going to be one of those things. They're too busy to do anything about it. They don't know where to start, and therefore they don't start. Or they know they've got to do it, whatever it is that they've got to do. Get more insurance, put more into super, do something to get their tax down, pay off their debts quicker, get their wills done, whatever it happens to be. Buy some shares, get some wealth creation, start thinking about their future. But they have been putting it off for ages. So you can be pretty safe bet. So which one of those camps? You know that they're probably going to be in 1, 2, or 3 of those camps. So which one of those camps are you in right now? Steve. And then what I do is a PS, invite them to tell me more about the situation. Could you share with me a little bit about your situation? And just choose one of these, whatever it happens to be. Could you share with me a little bit how you are trying to get your debt down, or what you're doing right now to consistently pay less tax, or what you're doing to fix your cash flow, or save. So now we can start talking about specifics and how you feel, and how you think it's going so far. So you wouldn't put all of those things in, 1 or 2, delete the rest. You know, you talked about income protection. You know, what are you doing to protect your income? Have you done anything about it yet? Get them to just, again, we're trying to get the problem. Okay, so we've got the reply. We're now starting to uncover their problems, and now we're trying to get the impact. Okay, and then when they come back to you and they tell you that, okay, what's the issue? What's the issue around that? We're trying to get the impact now. So why is it important to fix that or do something about it or get that sorted? One of those three. Delete whatever's not necessary. So what's the issue around that? Why is it so important for you to fix it, do something about it, get that sorted soon? We want to get them to tell you what's the real impact behind it. Then the fourth thing we're trying to do is get the appointment in the middle there. Hey, Naeem, thanks for getting back to me. Setting aside, just an example, setting aside enough for your super and knowing the best way to get it done tax effectively, it's really hard. If you're still using the old traditional strategies, you know, payments from your bank account, conservative investment options and things like that. You know what I'm thinking? And that's what I go back with. And Susan, we talked about this the other day. You know what I'm thinking? ... And I just leave it. I don't even put my surname. I don't even put my name. I don't even sign off. You know what I'm thinking? And then I just hit send. And you know what? Within seconds, they say what? You know what I'm thinking? And within 5 seconds, I'll come back and say, no, what are you thinking or what? And I'll just go to the next one. If you're open to looking at a different approach for doing whatever, generating the growth you need, save tax at the same time, maybe we should have a quick chat on Skype or phone and see if it might be useful for you. 15 minutes, no pressure. Would you be open to that? I think I've got some ideas. I've got some ideas that I'm happy to run past with you. Or I think I've got some ideas that might help. Or I just did this with a client a month or so ago and it worked wonders for them. I think it could help you too. Something like that. Plan a name. Okay. Really important part here, guys. I want you to get this down. Okay. Get the appointment part of it here is It's really, really hard. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm thinking, and just leave it at that. Hit send. And what you'll find is they come back with what, or no, or I'd love to know, or you're intriguing me, or what are you thinking? That's what they'll come back with. So you don't sign off. You know what I'm thinking? Okay. No, I don't. Well, if you're open to it, if you're open to look at a different approach, blah blah blah. How about we get together and have a 15-minute chat? Now, what's the 15-minute chat in the Blackwing world? What's the Blackwing 15-minute chat? What's the 15 minutes on Skype or call? Yeah, we have the triage call. So we have a triage call, and that's really home base for us. Triage call, we either open the door or close it. We walk them through the triage. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. Questions, clarifications, anything there that you're not sure of, that didn't make sense, that you want to know more about? I'll give you 20 seconds. Type into the question box for me. We're 12 past. I reckon that's probably going to be good for us today. I won't have time to walk through the connection builder, but we'll do that next time. That's okay. Like it, says Lee. Yes. What else? Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Any questions, thoughts, points of clarifications, any comments? What did you notice? What did you enjoy? What part did you like best? What didn't you like? What don't you think resonated with you or resonate with your clients? I'd just love to know what your comments are. Just take the time, please, and type into the question box for me. Do me a favour and jump in there now. I've got one comment. Lee says he likes it, which is awesome. Thank you, Lee. Rinse the repeatable with multiple niche group. Absolutely, mate, for sure. Why? Not sure about that. How many times have you tried that, Susan? Just talk to me. How many have you actually tried? You've got to. So this something I said up the top. It's about patience. We can't just have a crack at 1 or 2 or 3 people and say, oh, this isn't going to work for me. I should try something different. This is why it comes back to the rule of 5 ones. One person, one problem, one product offering, or one one program. One lead magnet. Okay, and we want to focus on that and give it some time. Okay, so yeah, I just want you to just keep at it, Susan. I don't know what's happened in the past, but we've got to think about the future. All right, so just keep at it. Do you link with existing clients or not? Look, I do. I don't mind being linked in. well, all of you guys, most of you guys on the call, I'm pretty sure that we are all friends on or connected on LinkedIn. So yeah, I do. I don't mind that because sometimes you want, Owen, you want friendlies in your group. That's even if you build when you build a Facebook page, that's exactly what you want as well. You want friendlies in your group. So you want people, if you put a comment up, you want to be actually saying, hey, dude, can you I just put a comment in. Can you like it or share it or say something about it or whatever. So you want some friendlies in your group. Yeah, for sure. No doubt. No problem whatsoever. More good people on in your groups are better. Paul says framework process. How best to find your niche? Absolutely. That's the question. How best to find your niche? Well, you've got to pick one and run with it, mate, and be that authority. That's the way. Yeah. There's all the niche. There's all the niche worksheets in the model section of the Vault. If you feel like you're in the wrong niche, but yeah, I would do that. I think you're in a good niche. Paul, so stick with it. We just haven't done it enough of it. 2 or 3, as you know. Yeah, so yeah, so not really. Come on, guys. What else? Come on, there's heaps on the call, and not many interacting with me. So if you're doing something else, pause that for one moment, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are your questions, clarifications, comments? What are you thinking? How does it resonate? I'd love to know from you. Give me another 10 seconds. And then, all right. Well, fantastic, yeah, but still to communicate with industry groups that avatars are in, hard to get noticed. Okay, use some of these things here now, and really all you've got to do, you just got to get noticed for a little bit, and then you can go offline and go to the private messaging. Okay, so you don't, you've got to get yourself noticed. You've got to be doing things, or you don't try and get yourself noticed. Notice other people. Okay, so if other people are putting stuff up, be in that. Be involved in that, because you're going to find that if you're noticed in their likes, comments, and posts and all the rest of it, other people are going to see that. So that's how you'll get noticed. You'll be noticed as part of someone who's active and helpful. If you're helping people with likes, comments, and shares in particular, people are going to notice you. That's the really important one. We talked about this last week. If you help people look awesome, all of a sudden they're going to like you. They're going to want to know more about you, and they're going to want to be closer to you. So help them to get them noticed, and in doing that, you're going to get more notice from them. Does that make sense? Do you connect with current clients? Yeah, we just talked about that. I'll leave them aside. Yeah, so yeah, we do. I actually connect with current clients, and hopefully you guys. And if you're not my connection, guys, please be a connection. Not only because I want to connect with you, but I also want you to watch what I'm doing inside my LinkedIn group. I don't want a lot of people commenting and sharing. I actually want people to come to private messaging. So if I show you my LinkedIn profile, I'll just get that up on the screen if I can. It should be here. So if I go into my LinkedIn profile and I go into my messaging, I've been talking to Matt the other day, but I'm talking to heaps and heaps and heaps of people. Yeah, just another one. So I offered this just the other day, Tuesday. So this is one I did just the other day. Hey, I'd love to take you up on. I offered something on LinkedIn. I don't know if you guys saw it. I offered something on LinkedIn. I'd love to get a copy of your desire builder, please. Can you email it to me on blah blah blah? So he's just given up his most precious thing there. Hey, Greg, not a problem. I've emailed it to you, and then we didn't got it, and I've just said it. It didn't go through his email, so I've just put in there. Hey, Greg, download Hi, Greg. Steve here. Hope you're well. Here's the fast copy framework you asked for. It's the sample's an invitation for a one-on-one meeting, but you'll see on the that should have said blank frame underneath for you to design your own. I hope it helps. What type of clients are you trying to attract? So there's the Trojan horse. What type of clients are you trying to attract? Let me know. Here's the download. Right? Hey Steve, I'll look on my computer. It doesn't open on my iPhone properly. I'm trying to attract. So this is Tuesday, right? I'm trying to attract wealth accumulators who understand. So what's he doing to me? What's he doing straight away? So just type in, what's he doing straight away? This is 5 o'clock. This is 5:05, right? And this is, right? What's he doing? Just type in for me. Type in a capital G for this guy, Greg. I don't know if you guys know him or not, but it's okay. Type in a capital G. What's he doing? Straight away. I've offered him something. I put a post on my LinkedIn. I'll show you that. So I'll just show you what I did. You guys might have seen it. If you see my stuff, please comment, like, and share. I'll just repeat that. If you see my stuff, please comment, like, and share, because you got all financial planners. check out my post. So let's just check out my post for a minute. Let's just see what happened here. Let's just analyze this. This is Tuesday, right? 21 hours ago. So, hey, and this is my post, so just check it out. Most financial planners don't get much response from their client attraction strategies, as it's nothing to do with the size of their list. Attracting new prospects is less about lists and more about grabbing attention, problems, authenticity, and solutions to help them see a way forward. So think about what you could say like this to your avatar, so getting the right people in your group, and then what can we say to them that's similar to this but talking about financial planning? And help them see a way forward. Here's the quick copy, quick desire builder. This is the thing that we worked with on last time, frame that goes with the quick copy template. So I tease them with my diagram, but it goes with the quick copy template that Blackwing planners use to engage prospects. If you'd like a copy in Word format, just message me and I'll fire one out to you. It works wonders if you want to write compelling copy that attracts. What's the last bit there? Tease them again. It works wonders. How many financial planners want to write compelling copy that attracts? Well, most do. So that's what I put in LinkedIn, and I've got a few comments and a few likes and that, but I've also had heaps of people behind the scenes talking to me about it. So let's go into here. Oh, no, sorry, I'm going to go into here, back here. Go back into this one for Greg. And here's the post from Tuesday. Hey, I'd love to get a copy. Can you send it to my email address? So the dude's given me his email address. Yeah, this is told you his avatar, given you his problem. He's telling you that he works with, and of course that it's the same so issues are the same with that. Exactly right. You email to there. Hey Greg, not a problem. I just emailed you. What type of clients are you trying to attract? Trojan horse. There it is. Okay. Thank you, Steve. Can you send it again? Blah blah blah. Might be my Optus. I said, okay, dude. No worries. I'll just drop it in here. Hey, dude. And this is what I would have emailed him. Hey, dude. Here's the thing, here's the template, this is what it's all about, hope it helps. What type of clients are you trying to attract? Let me know. And here it is. And then he starts telling me I'm trying to attract wealth accumulators who understand the need for advice, will appreciate and act upon my recommendations and realise the value it adds and happily pay for it. Not much, I know. But again, I know that I can help, so he's a good prospect. And he's just spilled his guts to me, told me exactly what I wanted to tell me, so I've got the problem. So you think about the process. I've got a reply. I offered him something of value to build rapport, authority, and I didn't even know this guy. Authority, rapport, and connection. I got a reply. I've got his problem now, and now this was only yesterday that I sent this out. He's on a conference for 2 days. So, and I just said, great. And I just said, great. How do you market to attract them? What are you doing now to attract those sort of clients? Look, there's the next Trojan horse question. Simple, short, sharp. Hey, great. And then he didn't reply. And I just said, just checking in to make sure this got through. And he just told me this morning that he's on a PD day, so he hadn't got to it. That's where we're at. No luck. Enjoy. I'll come back to him, dude. Don't worry. I'll come back to you. But you can see the process and how that works. And that, like I said, that's this week. And I've just got conversation after conversation after conversation with all the right people. There's a heap of BDMs and PDMs and dealer group heads and stuff like that that I'm like my alliance partners that I want to get close to. All throughout, over and over, in conversation with so many people. All right, and that's just simply by using the strategies that we've been talking about today. All right, let's have a look at this. Okay, I reckon that's good. I think we've covered off on the questions. Are those things in last week's session docs? Yeah, they are, Paul. Absolutely, they're all in the vault there for sure. All right, guys, you get this? I hope you do. I really hope you get this. And guys, I want you to know that. Guys, LinkedIn works. It works for financial planners. I've got so many financial planning clients in my financial planning business through LinkedIn, and LinkedIn was kind of in its infancy back then, and it's working for me in the coaching business as well. And it just does. It works. But you've got to be in there. You need a presence. Just write these things down, guys. You need a presence. You need a voice. You need to have something to say, and you need to be in there saying it. Okay, you've got to have something to say, but you've got to be in there saying it as well. I want you to think of it just like a networking forum, just like I said before. Go in there and do what you're good at, connecting with people, asking questions, building rapport. But this time you're just going to do it online. You're going to use, you're going to do it inside LinkedIn this time, okay? And when you do that, what will happen is that you'll increase your engagement. You'll have new folks to talk to. You'll build people's trust, and you'll be visible and you'll be adding value, and that's how you build the trust. And you're going to melt away skepticism for good. Okay, guys, let's build a game plan today. It's been really fun. This has been great. I've loved sharing this. I hope you got value out of these last 2 weeks, guys. I've enjoyed putting it together. I've just really sat back and taken the best of my stuff on LinkedIn and tried to put it into some sort of logical format for you guys. That's why we did the building of the profile last week, and we're trying to work on the connection side of it today. I've got another really, really good worksheet that I want to give it its value and go through that another time. So we'll do that for the next time in the marketing side of it, or client attraction. But yeah, so what I want to do, I want to build you a game plan. Okay, so I want you to think about, guys, can you do me a favour? Go to the back page of your worksheet, and what you'll notice is a subtle change in the back page game plan there. And I've got three headings on the right-hand side there. We've got number one's your takeaways. The second part's your actions from today, and then if there's anything to get this done, get this going, okay? Because I know there's a lot of you guys that have come onto the sessions and tell me how good they were, and then don't actually get anything done from it. So I want you to actually have a bit of a plan of action before that. So I want you to do me a favour. I want you to take 30 seconds, and I want you to go through your notes and write down your top 3 takeaways on the right-hand side there, where it says takeaways. I want you to write down your top 3 takeaways from today's session, okay? So give you 30 seconds to do that now. On your marks, get set, go. 30 seconds to write down your top 3 takeaways from today. Was it about, how to build, what's something, did you write down something, a way that you could build rapport? Was it that you're going to download the template, the template? And just while you're writing that, I'll just show you, dudes, just what we got here, because the template's even better than what I showed you. LinkedIn template here. So, that's one of them. I'll give you this other one. So just while you're writing there, guys, let's give you a look at the template. So there it is. It's all ready to go for you. In Word format, got them all in order. And I've tried to rethink of the order, so I've got it all back into a really logical order. You know what it's like in my templates when there's 2 red lines. That's kind of a change of topic. So we're now group connections, 1, 2, 3. Different ones there. They're all ready to go, formatted properly. 4 there is there, sorry. Alliances, got there. Once they've accepted, so I didn't show you these today. Once they've accepted, thanks for connecting. How are things at your workplace? So there's a whole heap of different ones about after they've connected with you. Lots of different ones. You can look through that later. Same LinkedIn group. Accepted my connection 4. Whole heap of different ones. If you've sent a connection request and it didn't get through, just paste the original message in there. So there's another one I didn't hear back from you. There's the SPR sequence in there. They're all there for you. Just scroll your way down. Change the words, tweak it up, make it come from your voice, do whatever you like. But hopefully 60, 70, 80% of it's going to be spot on for you. What to do when after they've responded to their connection. So these I didn't show you today either. There's a whole heap more in here. Gratitude, thank someone for liking your LinkedIn post. They like you posted another version. Straight up question, just ask them a question. Busy week here. Guys, I should have showed this. I've got a couple of minutes. Guys, just have a look at the screen for a second. I've done something else, and it's a bit of gold, and I'd love to give that gold to you right now. I've done a little just thing to introduce yourself. Now, I don't know exactly how that fits into the LinkedIn Connection Builder, but I'll just put it at the end here. I've done this one for if you're an insurance specialist, but you can just insert your specialty in here and change it up. But this one's for those of you guys on the call who focused on insurance. So introducing you. Hi, name. I'm financial planner from your business name. I help you, avatars, protect him or herself financially against illness, accident, or untimely death. Think of me as your personal insurance specialist. This is just a good spiel to introduce. It might be good for your website. This could be a really good, for you insurance guys, could be a good video or a video script that you could use on a welcome video. I don't work for a bank or insurance company, so it means that I'm independent. I have no sales targets. I have no product bias either. My role is to help you understand all aspects of insurance protection and advise on the most appropriate strategy for your situation. That's pretty much it. Okay. If you had a choice today, what would you want most from your insurance cover? If you could snap your fingers and it was done, what would you want done first? Lower your premiums to free up cash flow and not waste money on unnecessary cover. Make sure that things are set up correctly so that they're streamlined and tax effective. Be certain that at the time of claim you had a true peace of mind that knowing that that when you do make they'll pay when you do make a claim, or someone will hold your hand and walk you through all the admin and the paperwork, literally hand you the check when the time comes. I'd love to know what's relevant for you. Maybe you'd just like to understand your policies a bit better, or see if you can get cheaper cover. Perhaps you just want a second opinion. Whatever your needs are, I'm here to help. Insurance is what I'm passionate about. Okay, what are you making of this, guys? How does this sound? You like this? Next steps. Can't see what you had. The templates headed. Sorry, mate. Can't see what you had, and the templates are headed Skype summary templates. That's the same one. Oh, I didn't think that was Skype. I thought it was LinkedIn. But anyway, there might be one that says Skype, but you can figure that out. That's the template. You can work it out for you. Whatever your needs are there. Next steps. If you'd like to know more about or are curious about how I can help you too, maybe the next step is to join me for one of my popular Insurance My Way strategy sessions. It's a 15-minute phone or Skype call with me where I quickly walk you through the Insurance My Way prosperity wheel, which outlines 8 key areas that you need to be certain of when it comes to your important insurance protection. Would that be something you're interested in, or something that might help? If it is, just click on the link and block in a spot and we'll take care of the rest. I look forward to talking to you soon. I reckon that would be just a good intro for your website, or even on your LinkedIn summary, just thinking about it. I reckon that would be a really good script for a welcome intro on your video as well. So guys, thoughts on that? Like that? Happy with that? Sound okay? I thought it sounded pretty cool. So it's there for you on that LinkedIn template anyway today. And I've also got another one that'll be in the vault once we upload it. I've got a hot potato sequence here for your LinkedIn connections. Invitation to connect, first connection follow-up, hot potato 1, hot potato 2, hot potato 3, conversion, conversation question 1, 2, 3, challenge problem, offer solution. So there's a whole heap of different ones in there. So that'll be in the up in the vault for you as well. So hopefully you've got 3 things in your game plan worksheet there that you've got today. I want you to also write now, just right on half-past, but I want you to write down 3 actions. So what are 3 things that you can take from what we did today that are going to take this idea forward powerfully? And I want it to start with a verb. So I want you to be something like download templates, or show Office Manager the template, or revisit existing summary, or something. I want you to start with a verb, so it's a doing word. Do blah, and do blah. I want you to write down 3 things that you can take from either this session and also the last session as well if you haven't done anything yet. I want you to write down 3 things that you can do. And what I'd love you to do is type in what your 3 things are that you've written down as action items. I'd love you to type in your 3 action items. Can you do me that for a favour? That is gold for a risky, perfect LinkedIn summary. Absolutely, mate. And yeah, thanks, Craig. And good for a risky, but also just tweak it up. Grab it, see what you can do. I might even have a crack at it as well, actually. Just hold that thought, Craig. I might have another crack at that and turn that into investment or retirement planning or whatever special. I might try and tweak it up. So hold that thought, and I'll see what I can do. So type in your 3 things. Do me a favour, guys. Type in your 3 things. I love your interaction here. Type in the 3 things that you're going to do. So Lee's going to search for niche groups, say something, download templates. Great. That's all I want. There's 3 verbs in that. Great. Awesome. What else? Come on, guys. Type it in for me. What are your 3 action items? And if you've already typed in, then what you do, okay, so what do you need to do to get this off your desk and into someone else's hands? Finish LinkedIn page, 95% there. Have all text ready to go. Find groups to join with avatars. Matt, awesome work. Search for LinkedIn groups now. Paul Garner, great. Just do it, okay. Rinse and repeat. Yes, use the template, says Craig. Thank you. Build a sequence from the downloads. Great. Make a list of centers of influence and start engaging with them. Totally. Start communicating. Start communicating, guys. Yeah. Just get some people in your list that you can start communicating with. Paul said download the templates. On how? Yeah, great, Paul. Sorry. On how? Sorry, man, I missed that. You need to download templates on how. Oh, yeah, okay, yep. Julie says, choose a group that appeals to me. Choose a few groups. You can actually be in 50 groups. I don't say you need to be in 50 groups, but just think about where your avatars are going to congregate. The people that you want to work around, they're going to be in groups. And what you can actually do, you can go on to your ideal client's LinkedIn page and actually see what their groups are. So if you did that with 10 of your avatars, went onto their page, and what you'll find is generally they should have similarities in the groups that they're in, because when you go into someone's page, you can see what groups they're in as well. So that's a good way to do it. So don't just be in one, be in several. Spread yourself around a little bit is all good in All's Fair in Love and War and LinkedIn, apparently. So choose the group, create a profile that appeals to them, yes, and reach out with breadcrumbs, exactly what we want. All right, cool, guys. Awesome. Hey, awesome session, guys, but this has been great, but I've got a cracker next week for you. I can't wait for this one as well. I'm really loving coaching you on this stuff, guys, and I hope you're getting value out of it. We're going to slip back into the model month at the end of next month, and I want to talk to you about your flow next week. So the problem is, and I know a lot of you guys on this call have got the same issue. What happens is if you're not careful and you focus all your attention and your time, too much time on your marketing and your client attraction and converting clients and getting work from your reviews, if you spend too much time getting really good at the front end and you don't put enough effort into the back end, well, what happens, the reality is it just speeds up how the rate that people find out that you're no good. Right? Everybody says, yeah, it's great, I'll join up, I'll jump on board, and then after too long they find out it's not that great at all. And normally it's because of you. Okay, that's right. You're normally the bottleneck, the brick wall, the barrier. You're the thing that stops everything from running smoothly and running the way it should in your financial planning business. It's the truth. It's the reality. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to make you Teflon. We need to make you non-stick, smooth. Nothing sticks to me. Stuff slides off me. Everything flows and things just work when they're around me. Okay, and that's what we can do. That's why I designed the Teflon Edge. I'm going to show you how to get more done in less time with less friction than ever before. And I want to show you how to get more done in 3 months than most financial planners do in an entire year. That's where we're heading next week. Can't wait to show you that as well. Guys, I think that's it. That'll do for today. I reckon we can call this training done and dusted. Guys, thank you so much for your interaction today. I loved talking and chatting to you, and great idea sharing as well. So that was really, really cool. Hey, guys, jump into the Facebook page. If you liked the session today, tell us what you liked about it most and what you thought was most valuable for you. And keep up the interaction. I've asked a really good question. Karen's asked me about a tagline for one of her lead magnet offers. So love some help. What are your thoughts? She's given us her avatar and what their frustrations and fears and wants and aspirations are. I'd love you to help me with a tagline, and we can see if we can build a few different ones, and I'll jump in there as well once I've got a couple in there. Hey guys, take care everyone. Have an awesome day. Have a cracker day. Go out and be amazing for your clients, and we'll talk to you real soon. Okay, take care everyone. Bye for now.